and take it away.
So guys, every chance I have an opportunity to speak to individuals that first off look like me, care about those that resonate with an uncanny spirit about how we can actually help influence one another in and around our communities. It actually it changes some things for me. And first of all, I got to thank you guys for putting this together, because the more we do this, I think the more we'll be able to reach. So thanks for this first invitation, and I look forward to many more. There's some, okay, here we go. There was a pop-up that just came up. Evidently, somebody's trying to chime in on this. In any case, I love the fact that you told them the story that you met me in the restroom. And you met me in the restroom because I was literally trying to hide at that point, because I think the message that I left everyone with from the stage was one that they didn't anticipate me sharing with the crowd. Of course, you guys were there for a different event, a different occasion. And oftentimes I think in America, we take our urbanism to the point of bringing it to occasions that allow us to enjoy one another. And often we miss a message that could be had. Now that morning before the conference, we had a breakfast meeting with all of the other panelists, and we were given cue cards, and the cue cards really set the precedence for how I would react on stage, right? So this is Unplugged. So I'm giving you Unplugged, right? I couldn't participate in what was stated on the cards because I didn't feel like it did enough to actually help empower the people that I was speaking to. You see, once I looked out over the audience, and I was fortunate enough to engage some of the individuals that were in the auditorium, I realized that it was almost like that intense spirit of being overzealous without knowing what you were being excited about, right? Mm-hmm. And so often we find ourselves in those moments when we, as the community, the fans, we get excited because we saw friends get excited about something. And I wanted to share a story with you guys just to kind of, I guess, set the stage for how I would like to speak about things that will be occurring in the next couple of weeks, right? So all of you, and some of you, take off your mic because I think this should be interactive, right? I want to hear the background. I want to hear you moan. I want to hear you laugh, because I actually get charged up when I get feedback, right? Right, Ms. Mixon over there?
Oh, yes. Let's go. I'm ready for you, sir.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Go ahead, Swag.
So there we go. There we go. Now this feels like a community, right? So how many of you on this call has ever played high school sports? All right.
I did.
Me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
let me just kind
I
of
did.
use this. Let me just use this as a framework and an analogy, and I think everybody's going to know where I'm going with this, right? So if you've ever played high school sports, I recall that time where you were probably that 8th grader or 9th grader, and you might have thought that you were as good as the next person, but you didn't make the team. And then the next year you made the team, and you constantly kept getting better and better, and you actually took a role that allowed the coaches to actually see that you were actually a pretty coachable player. And at the end of that year, you found yourself in a winning season and supporting, you were actually in a supporting cast, and there was a person on that team that was considered the most valuable player, right? And he got his award, and everybody celebrated him. And when he stepped off the stage, the coach then brought on the honorees that he called the Coaches Awards, right? And then you were selected. Now picture you being selected as the Coaches Award recipient because you were one that actually attributed your talent in support of a team mission, a team effort. And you were recognized for that. So time goes on and you leave high school, you perhaps go to college or may not. And then you find yourself in the community. And because you've always had that supportive role, you find yourself putting yourself in a supportive position within that community, gaining accolades after accolades in kind, because people actually saw that you were a valued citizen and you actually contributed. You were that person that actually became a nurse or became a teacher, or became an entrepreneur that created businesses or was a mentor to a group. Now understand, you were a community asset or Coaches Award recipient. And that most valuable player that everyone cheered for, in most cases, and some of us, I don't know if any of you guys were an MVP on your high school team, that MVP, after he left that game, was actually considered probably troubled. Let's just say he might have had an accident after high school that didn't allow him to do the same things at college, which took his chances away from going into the NFL. And then all of a sudden, MVP started meaning something different. MVP started meaning vulnerable, right? So the MVP changes. You go from most valuable to most vulnerable.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Come on.
And then all of a sudden we start having to, instead of cheer that person on, now you're trying to support that person to actually be something of a contribution. But guess what? We actually built that as a community.
Wow, okay.
Right? We actually literally prepared that person to fail because we were actually celebrating probably the wrong thing. We didn't celebrate the team. We actually celebrated one person as if that MVP made the team win the championship.
Right.
Years later, the team was actually successful in life, had families, had everything, right? And you look back at that MVP, he was probably somebody that you needed to support, right? This is something that I want you guys to think about in the beginning of our conversation, because it sets the precipice on how we as a community now needs to look at the term MVP, not for value, but what is vital.
Okay.
So let's switch from most
Right.
valuable player to the most vital players in our society.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the precedence that we're setting here is, again, let's just stick in the V's. Vitality versus value. Now we're talking about our financial system. When you think about how you spend your dollars, right? The fiat currency that we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to open this up to questioning. That fiat currency is literally considered a dead president.
Wow.
Think about that in terms of vitality. But yet that's what we peg the value in.
Value.
Right?
Right.
Well, understand when I tell you that when you spent that dollar is actually dead right after you spent it, right? It's
Don't.
and the reason why I'm trying to condition your mind. It's kind of like what I was doing on the stage, guys. I give examples to kind of set the precedent so that you understand what the rest of the teaching is going to be.
Okay.
The US dollar is literally a dead currency only because cryptocurrency is a living currency.
Yes.
Makes
Mm,
sense. Makes
okay,
sense.
bring it.
A lot of sense. Yeah.
Value versus vitality, right? Value versus vitality. So let me give you another sense of why this needs to be on the tip of everybody's frontal lobe for the next 10 years. Mr. Vincent, if you and I walked into an auto parts store and we both had the same problem, we both needed an alternator, right?
Right.
And we both had the same F-150 in the parking lot. We both needed an alternator, and you had your debit card that was attached to your Bank of America bank account, and that alternator cost $134. And I had my crypto wallet, and we walked to the cash register, and the attendant says, "Sir, how will you be paying, Mr. Vincent?" And you say, "Oh, with my debit card." And he says, "Okay, excuse me, Mr. Vincent. Mr. Alexander, how will you be paying?" Well, I have my crypto wallet. The chances of this person accepting your $134 versus my $60 in crypto today is one that doesn't really stand out to you.
Right.
But in a very short term, he's probably going to tell you, Mr. Vincent, that he doesn't accept your debit card.
Wow.
Because he would be willing to take the chance on taking $60 from me in cryptocurrency, knowing that it's got a life. It could grow higher. It could appreciate. The value can swell within his account.
Wow.
Whitney?
Yep.
So
Yes.
I'm
Up them gems.
using these small examples because I want you guys to understand what we're about to enter into. It's a parallel dimension of how we view value in America.
Wow.
Have you ever considered this before, guys?
Not like how you.
Not till tonight. Not like tonight. Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
one of the things that we need to speak about. We need to understand that that the typical American, I don't care if you're black, white, indifferent, Hispanic, there's not many of us that participated in what we call Wall Street
Right.
over the past
Right.
50 years, right?
No.
You've
That's
only
absolutely not.
participated in Wall Street, maybe 13% of the minority population really participated in that. So let's just call that a disparity in knowledge on that level of the financial industry. So with that, those that didn't participate in what we consider to be Wall Street have always had to earn a living. They've always had to learn to earn a living. They went to work, spent the time, got paid in US dollar for that time. And that time was hardly appropriated for the value of the work that they've put in. Where
Right.
those individuals in Wall Street probably worked 2 hours a day and made a multiple over the dollar value that you've earned, right? That is the disparity that everybody's been fighting about for 50 years at least.
Right.
And one would say that it's because we had no knowledge of how to play in the Wall Street casino.
Right.
You
So
know,
the
all right.
So you never really had you never had the rules of the game, so you never participated in that game. No one really came into the neighborhoods and said, hey, listen, this is how you do mortgage-backed securities. This is the way you do swaps. This is the way you do ETFs. Nobody taught us that.
Right.
No.
Absolutely.
These acronyms, these languages, these philosophies, these methodologies were never exposed to certain communities. So the disparity was always going to be there, right?
Right.
So now we fast forward and we think we've gotten a little smarter, and some neighborhoods have gotten a little blacker, and some people have driven a little better cars, and some of us have called ourselves doctors, right? And yet still the disparity is even further expanded in the current financial manifest. Now let's layer upon that the cryptocurrency manifest. If we are that dumb about the US dollar, how dumb do you think the same group will be about cryptocurrency?
Right.
Good.
Exactly.
We can't say on here. We're recording.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, we could say it's all it's us.
Keep it
So-
real.
So
Keep it
this is-
100.
right, well, guys, you guys told me I could do this unplugged thing. So
Yeah.
Unplugged.
Keep it 100.
Yes. Unplugged, Miss Alexander.
Keep
So-
it 100. Crypto.
So this is the chance that I'm talking about. You know what's so exciting about this is because all of us are now starting at the same starting line.
Right.
Mhm.
You with me?
Even playing. All right.
We
Mhm.
didn't start.
Yes.
We weren't given the same start in the
No.
US dollar race.
Right.
But guys, I'm gonna tell you, it's a very fair start in this cryptocurrency race.
Mhm.
It's a very fair start in this cryptocurrency race. When you think
Mhm.
about everything, every position, I want you to think differently right this minute, because there's a paradigm shift that's it's coming. I told you it's about 60 days away.
Mhm.
Paradigm shift is going to be
my
the
God.
reincarnation or the reinstatement of a new layer of economic supremacy.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right.
Mhm.
Now, how do you participate in this new industrial revolution, this new crypto revolution? Well, first of all, you might want to think back to the origin points of what started all of this. How did the banking industry grow into this handbasket of different types of products, services, offerings? How did they break up the border towns of the past, institutionalize them into merchants, processors, retailers, bankers, brokers? Guys, none of that's available right now for cryptocurrency.
Definitely.
These are all of the spaces that are going to be available for cryptocurrency.
Mhm.
Wow.
When do you understand? A lot of people aren't thinking about it.
Yes.
If I tried to open up this discussion today and explain to you how to go ahead and develop your NFT or write your first smart contract or for God's sakes, script your own blockchain, that
Mhm.
wouldn't be a conversation to get started on.
Right.
I would say what you're talking about.
I would too. I would
Exactly.
wonder.
Because most of us are looking at this currency method as just another method of payment, not understanding they can actually be a part of the system.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh.
That's very
So picture, I've been living on this planet now for 50 years. By my 25th years, I wanted to own a bank. By my 25th year, I wanted to own a bank. By the time I was 35, I tried to get a bank, right? There's no way they was going to let me get a bank.
no.
There's something that's called a deep due diligence.
Mhm.
And when you can't pass the scrutiny of
Right.
what they call due diligence, then you're not allowed to play on that level.
That's right.
But
Yep.
that level is all of the banking community and all of their organizations and their rails and their banks, yeah, or
Mhm.
repositories that are all affiliated with one another, allowing you to build your same repository and affiliate with them. So of course they have the authority to say, I'm going to accept you in or not.
Right.
Well, now things have changed.
Yep.
Right? Because just like them, all of those years ago, the cryptocurrency industry allows individuals like me that are crafty, creative, and educated to actually craft out the construct of a blockchain, craft out the construct of repositories, craft out the construct of being a payment facilitator. And if you are doing all of that on your own rails, then you are a bank.
Right.
Mm.
Mm,
Hmm.
So now you don't need their permission to say that you're going to open up your bank.
Yeah, right, right.
Mhm.
Now you're going to be able to, and then you'll be able to develop your wallets that you're going to be able to share with your community that will all utilize those wallets to swap the currency that you've created between one another in that community, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So this can actually happen, and it has, because right behind me, well, we're a crypto merchant. We accept Visa, debit card. People can pay in fiat currency and convert it to cryptocurrency on our platform. Or if they pay in cryptocurrency, they can swap it back to US dollar. And none of that is regulated by those groups because it's outside of their peripheral. It's
Right.
Mhm.
outside of their jurisdiction.
mhm,
They're trying to right now bridge the gaps to make people understand that, hey, we still exist. We
Mhm.
want to play a part. And now they're going to try to come into your lives to be closer and more intrusive so that they make sure that they mandate that you stay on their rails, but yet you now have a freedom path. It's almost like blockchain became the new underground railroad.
Mhm.
mm,
Wow.
I
Yes.
see.
Yep.
Seriously. And now it's more about people not just being sold all of the different things that flare, because most of the things that you see when you guys are looking at the NFT markets, it's so funny. The NFT markets are what the ETF markets used to be to the stock market guys. A bunch of fluff out there, but there's only these one or two real solid bets that only a few whitelisted people get in on that actually make any type of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just uncovered that although the NFT market for the past year made billions, 86% of those billions went to 7 groups. So that's almost like them taking back control of even the cryptocurrency industry, which is
Right.
why I'm proliferating that. It's a great time to make your own.
mm. Yes, absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
and true.
So there's some things that I like to kind of get into, but I think throwing these concepts out there to let you guys understand some of the job opportunities or business opportunities that are going to be available in the upcoming months might shift some of the things that you might want to educate yourself about,
Mhm.
because right now people are getting paid to actually understand how to become a crypto merchant.
Mm.
There's going to be every store that you encounter right now, they all accept either cash or debit cards. Not one of those stores have even the equipment to accept cryptocurrency.
Yes.
That's a tremendous opportunity
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
because
Yes.
that's something that's called passive income. If you put yourself in position to communicate with those store owners, passively give them a business card that says, hey, I'm your crypto agent. And I'll show you how to do that after we get done with the questions, guys.
Mhm.
Great.
Literally
Wow.
hand them your code or your hash key. A crypto machine will end up at that person's desk, and for the next 20 years, you'll receive a passive income on that.
Oh,
That's a merchant.
Wow.
So tell me something. You guys go to the mall. You guys shop every day. You go to the grocery store. Everybody goes to Walmart at least once in a month, right?
mhm.
Well, not.
By a week.
I haven't. Yeah. Well, I haven't gone to Walmart in 3.5 years, but
Bless your heart.
that's because my wife keeps me in front of a computer coding out. But look,
Good woman. Good woman.
no, but when you go to one of those stores, guys, what I wanted to share with you is the minute you swipe your card, if what you've gotten in the basket costs $100, right? You swipe your card and you pay $100. That comes out of your bank account. Walmart or whoever that store is, right? They receive $100 from you, but because it was processed by that debit card, a percentage of that goes to the person that set up that little device that set up the credit card swipe.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's like
That's called a merchant service
service.
Oh,
processor, right?
Mhm.
And that's the fee right there, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So now all of the stores that you've ever swiped your card, the gas stations, everyone
Mhm.
now has to have a different type of machine
That's
because
right.
some of us aren't paying in cash. Some of us are paying in Bitcoin or ETH or all of these other things.
Right.
How many stores are out there for you to go ahead and make your customer?
Oh, it's like an ocean.
yes.
Blue ocean.
Endless.
Reginald.
Endless.
Blue ocean.
Yes.
And let me explain something to you. Has anyone on the phone on the call ever heard of First Data?
Yes.
Yes.
I have. Yes.
Oh yeah, because
Yes.
that's the biggest merchant processor in the country.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yes.
These are the companies that I'm sorry, we don't own
Mm-mm. Thanks.
in the dollar world.
Mhm.
These are the companies that we can own in the
Debit
crypto
cards.
world.
All right now. All right. Okay.
Seriously. Hey Terry,
Yes.
what you? I just want to hear your feedback right now because
He-
I'm about to go
he's
somewhere else
soaking
with
it
this.
Yeah, well, listen, hey, like I told you, go where you need to go.
Plugged.
The whole
Yes.
purpose of the call is, like I was telling everyone from the beginning, we want to open up people's mind. We want to see possibilities. We want people to understand where this is going. That's what blockchain news network is about, providing news and information and
Information.
education so that people get an understanding what's out here for and start messing around.
Mhm.
Do what you do.
Right. That's
Hey.
right. That's right.
So you know what's funny? One of you guys is going to call me in April and say, Alexander, what you said in that call happened. My girlfriend just called me and said that she got a raise.
Why not?
Hey,
Exactly.
look, no, let me tell you, no.
New
let me tell you
careers
that-
are happening right now tonight, Mr. Alexander. You have just opened up a world of
And I don't
others.
understand why your friend didn't
Dig
invite you.
deeper.
So look, let me trip you out. So you guys have a cheat code, and I'm gonna give a couple more before this call is over. But that is one of the cheat codes, right? But the people that don't know about what we just spoke about, they will also get a raise. The pay increases are going to be at least 13% next year.
Mhm.
Can you repeat that again?
Say that again.
Gotta pay attention.
Pay increases on your typical job on a typical job, everybody across the country will get a pay increase,
Mhm.
This part.
which means they're going to be earning more dollars per hour, right?
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
person that's getting $20 an hour he might walk in one day and his company is going to say, I just gave you a raise. And he's not going to even understand why he got a raise. He's going to get a $25, he's going to get a bonus. Somebody's noises in the background.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
Mute everyone.
mute everyone out, and I'm gonna let you. When I mute everybody out, you have to unmute yourself again. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do because it's getting
Okay.
too much. Okay, so I'm muting all now, and then Lael, you come in and unmute yourself now. Okay.
So now you got a pay raise, and that person probably going to get excited, and that person's going to realize very quickly that pay raise really meant nothing, because some of the people that he went to try to use that new enhanced wallet with, that's still made with that US dollar, is not going to accept it.
Mhm.
We as a people cannot take that trick.
Wow.
They're not having this conversation with you guys. They're having that conversation though.
Mhm.
With me? Your medicine. Okay. They will sell you the medicine with the US dollar. No problem. Because you're going to take it, and that's not going to really help you very much, because our healthcare business is not in the healing business. It's in the pain business, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
You know, I almost said on the stage, any of you guys have any family members that's going in the pharmaceutical industry in the next 2 years? When they graduate high school, they want to go to pharmacy college, they want to become a pharmacist. Any of you guys?
I don't have
Yes.
anyone.
Well, well, good. That's a good thing, because most of the things that we are educating our kids throughout all of our HBCUs right now are literally planning, they're actually preparing them to take on jobs that's not going to even be there.
What?
Right. Well, today, and see, I told you I was going to bring you across a different span of things, right? So the current model for a pharmacist doesn't allow the pharmacist to actually whip up, in chemistry terms, the dosage allotted for a remedy, right?
Mhm.
What you're really doing right now is getting a prescription from a doctor that's pushed down to a retailer, which is a drugstore. And the person that was supposed to be a pharmacist, they didn't really have to whip up anything. It was already programmed by the computer or prepackaged as a pill.
Uh-huh.
So they're not doing the work that the pharmacists of 40 years ago did.
Right.
No mortar and pestle, huh?
They don't have to do it anymore. It's already pre-made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
the things that they're studying, automation has already taken those
Yep.
jobs up.
Yes.
Mhm.
Got me?
Yes. Mhm.
Yep.
So automation is the reason why I keynoted you guys into that is for a couple of different reasons. We can't have people fooled about what value is, because when you first get out of school, you think I'm going to go to become a nurse or a pharmacist, and the prestige of being that in one day was really real, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But now it was really the value or the vital nature of you doing that, because you would actually go to a place where you would actually deploy that practice, and you would actually be hands-on, willing to be that person that helps save lives.
Mhm.
But now we're removing you from that because all of that is automated. So it's not really that vital for you to do that anymore, right?
Right.
Just a select few. They won't need as many.
They won't need that many. That's it, man. That's it. In fact, I can train someone that was just roofing a house to go ahead and become a pharmacist in today's market,
Mhm.
Oh my God.
because he at least knows how to use his mobile phone, and the mobile phone has a lot more keys to it than the computer that he's going to be dishing you a drug till from. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, right?
Mhm.
So we embrace the things that we are excited about, not knowing its perpetual outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blockchain. And see, I kind of bridge these things together.
Yeah.
Blockchain is a way for computers to get their understanding about the world around it.
Hmm.
Blockchain is not the language that you and I are speaking right now.
Mhm.
Blockchain is the language that the computers can actually interpret things that we do.
Right.
Mhm.
So, Miss Odessa, I don't mean to scare you. Let me break this down a little bit. This is why I want to do it this way. All right. Let me let you look into my eyes a little bit. I want you I want you guys to think about let me just ask the question before I go here. What do you think about artificial intelligence?
I was blown away by iRobot, so it's kind of scary. It was very intriguing, but yet I was afraid because it was the robot that was a main character became an actual half person, so it just grew out of control.
And what about you, Reg?
Basically the same, but I do have high expectations of machines being able to, like you've already previously stated, doing the jobs that we're doing right now. But at this point, it gives us the opportunity to be more creative, which is what we're born to do, create.
Truly,
The highest
truly,
form of education.
truly, truly. So let's bring this to origin planning. Origin planning or symbiotic engineering is part of my thesis statement for how we should approach integrating emerging technologies into cultures that are now adjusting and adapting to advanced communication technologies. So origin planning brings everything down to a rudimentary scale. So when the rudiment of artificial intelligence starts with the human programming the calculator. So if I have to go all the way back to those days of Alan Turing, or a couple of years past that, closer to us, where the calculator was made a consumer product, the person that programmed that calculator had to literally program 1 + 1 = 2.
Right. Mhm.
So by nature of human intelligence, we actually have to program the equipment to tell us an answer that we already knew, and we call that intelligence. No, I call that calculations. It was literally predefined programs, right?
Mhm.
Because had I
Right.
not programmed it, had I not told the computer that 1, a numeral, plus a symbol, 1 number, equals a symbol, and the function of that symbol, 2, the rudimentary programming of that computer would have said 1 + 1 =, it probably would have said 5.
Hmm.
It
Without the
would have
program.
counted the characters.
Mhm.
It would have counted the bits.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yes.
So by nature of artificial intelligence, just that statement, I tell people that all intelligence is artificial.
Mhm.
Right? Right.
Uh-huh.
So now let's fast forward that. So we're now in the computing age, and there's a young white lady that's walking down a sidewalk, and approaching her is two young black men, one wearing a hood, one wearing a jogging suit. And as they're crossing paths, the lady senses the two black men, and she kind of shrugs her shoulders, and she's fearful for a split second, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Until one of the young men says, "Good evening, ma'am," and continues to walk past. And then it's like the fear is kind of relieved.
Mhm.
It was a feeling of relief for her, right?
Uh-huh.
For the guys, it didn't even matter, because they're programmed to understand that already. It's like, oh, she's gonna be afraid of us. Let me just say hello so that she can go on, right? Right.
Yes, yeah.
So let me tell you what happens when she turned the corner. When she turned the corner, she walked into a building, went upstairs to the fourth floor, put on her coat, used her badge to enter the lobby that allowed her to enter her workspace, where she was going to be programming the next generation of artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Guess what? Guess what she was working on programming? The sensory
Emotions.
node of the robot.
Oh,
The fear in
So
the
she
robot.
copied the voice?
She's going to program the fear. Is she not?
Emotion.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Dr. Reg, I got you. I know I
Wow.
got you. See?
Priceless.
I am on the same
Oh,
page with
oh.
you. I got it.
So I'm of the opinion that anyone that's dealing with artificial intelligence needs an effing psychiatric examination before they can even
Yes.
touch the next generation of technology.
I agree.
Mm.
That is
You
deep.
understand, you're living as a living organism in a larger ecosystem, and the nodes that all of these AI technologies are now manifesting or capturing, because that's what you are. You guys are out there, and you're now allowing all of these receptors to pull your data. They're pulling all of your metrics from you, your habits, your everything, right?
Mm.
And then
Makes sense.
all of this before had no way of really architecting it in a way that could actually be sound.
Right.
So that we can't profoundly identify who you are, people,
Right.
until we put you on the blockchain.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Now we put you on the blockchain,
Okay.
and now it's easy for us to go ahead and see you. I'm
No,
serious.
no
Be
profile.
excited about that. Let me explain to you. The blockchain is like the voice or the medium that carries all of the files of the world that's been received and now programming into this one intelligent engine that's going to make decisions one day.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that we saturate the blockchain with common sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would hope that we don't clutter it with,
Biases.
of the
Yes.
the
Right.
biases, or the
Mhm.
or the cluster of cats with the rainbows on the tails, right?
Wow.
I'm just saying, people, you have to look. I don't know if this is the red pill, blue pill moment for some of you, but I'm doing this in a way that is protecting my status as a technologist. I didn't open up telling you exactly who I was, because it's not really necessary, to be quite honest with you. It's not really necessary. Just know that I took my chance 20 years ago to be an entrepreneur. I was fortunate enough to be fortunate.
Mhm.
And then during that time, after a few wins and See, I'm having this moment again. I'll just say it. After understanding some of the things that I was doing that I thought was right, because I was getting a reward, a financial reward,
Mhm.
I started realizing what was happening on the other end of my success.
Mhm.
Uh, at one time during 2014, there was more cell phones circling the globe that I had designed,
Mhm,
more even than iPhone had sold in America.
Wow.
Right?
mhm.
I'm at one time I was the #1 mobile phone designer. Today I'm still ranked #4 in the world as a consumer electronics product designer. Right?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm currently talking to you guys from my design studio here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Nice.
Awesome. Outstanding.
And I uh, by 2014, I had already started growing a disdain for the types of projects that I was being called to, because you got to understand, from 2007 to 2014, this young brother who grew up in Louisiana had traveled to at least 22 countries,
Mhm.
worked for 17 of the top 20 1%ers on the planet.
Hmm.
1%ers. I'm saying, I didn't say I worked for companies. I said I worked for 1%ers, right?
Ooh.
Mhm.
They had problems that I was designing solutions for. These problems weren't problems in the world yet.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh.
There weren't problems yet, but you were already working on it.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
you know, that's why I tell people sometimes, hey, don't, the stuff that I've done, the stuff that I've done over the past 6 years, don't call me genius. I had the cheat sheet. I had the ability to see it before it happened because I was seeing it while it was happening.
Mhm.
Don't call me genius for being a reactive state. You know, it's
Mhm.
not genius when you've been exposed to something, woke up and said, I'm not doing that. I'm doing something to stop that.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
No, that's not genius. That's
Mhm.
hero, but that's not genius.
Right.
It's
Okay.
brave, not
It's
genius.
selfless. It's selfless and innovative to make that kind of decision.
Because
Brave.
you start moving away from the parasiticism of what we sell as entrepreneurialism.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's why I'm almost offended when someone calls me an inventor. And I'm like, oh, stop that. An inventor makes a widget, sells the widget, earns a profit. Get it. I get that. No, I'm an innovator, and I'm not a disruptor. So I build things that actually impact lives, and I do it with the care of knowing that it's not going to harm someone. I don't need to do it for any financial gain, but I do need to do it because it's going to be a proofing methodology for our existence, you know? And that's where symbiotics comes into play, because this is when you're actually starting to do things to assist those things that are around you so that both of you have a chance to continue to live,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So that's symbiotics. That's no different from a baby in the womb, or how we actually built our entire ecosystem in nature, the human anatomy itself, right?
Mhm.
And then the human while we're there, made a tool, and that tool was a hammer. But we actually used that tool as the hammer that it was built to do. I mean, to be. So we actually use that tool as the tool that it was intended for, the hammer. So let's use it. The rock, the wheel, the everything that we've built that was so primitive back then
Mm-hmm.
until we started engaging in something else. So now a person's cell phone is more the companion of that person than their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about breaking families, I mean, the chance of a person saying, "Hey, I'm choosing to stop using my cell phone because I have to make a choice between my cell phone and my wife."
Wow.
Well, they actually have to consider that twice now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've actually become the companion of your smartphone and not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem when technology gets so much faster and so much smarter and so much more needy than the people that actually built that technology, that's when it gets out of hand. And that's why when I
Right.
share with you AI, artificial
Mhm.
intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
cryptocurrency, 5G, when I tell you that these technologies aren't made for you as human beings, they're made for computers to actually communicate with each other, not for you to
Mm-hmm.
communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So now the blockchain could do a lot of great things if appropriated well. If we can actually have a swift adoption of some of the metrics of the blockchain, because I'm not going to talk about all of the gloomy things anymore. Let's talk about some of the things that we can highlight from it, right? If we can actually use the blockchain to build new dynamics that allow us to move faster, the pace of our business, put our education on a cycle that allows us to be learning things that are meaningful for us today and not learning the history that is so dead that it doesn't even matter if we
Right.
recalled that history
Mhm.
today. You know, right now, a lot of you have house notes or birth certificates or marriage certificates or driver's licenses, and all of these things that you have are really non-fungible things, non-fungible items. They're supposed to be one of a kinds, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could any of you tell me why a cat with the rainbows, you know, I keep on playing with that one, right? Why a cat with the why a cat with the rainbows on the tail has 64 alphanumeric hyperdecimals encasing it in encryption, and your driver's license, your marriage license, your birth certificate, none of that have any type of encryption around it?
Wow. Just exposed.
The cat is for sale.
No.
And so are you.
Yeah, you're for sale, but you're
You've
cheaper.
been taken. You've been taken.
Yeah.
You're not even for sale. It's already been taken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Already.
That's the point. So how do we get our value back? Oh, we got to encase that.
Right.
Oh, right.
So now let's talk about how we encase that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we encase our insurance, our mortgages, our licenses, our agreements between one another. We can put all of that in an NFT.
Whoa.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
That's
And then we can lock that
awesome.
away in a blockchain, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I was a part of the Katrina disaster, right? There was a lot of houses. There was a lot of houses that were lost and never gotten back because a person had all of their non-fungible documents in the house that was just ramaged by a flood.
Yep.
A one-of-a-kind document that you got to produce the signature of that title because your grandmother owned that house and you didn't do any type of, what do they call it? Succession planning.
Mm-hmm.
You were just living in that house.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was going to mess with you because as long as you were living in that house and that house was still standing, no one had to challenge whether or not you own that house or not.
Right.
Right.
Is that not something, Terry? I know I'm hitting you with it. Terry, is that not something that the blockchain can actually help us with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that blockchain would have had our succession right there, right?
Yep.
So let me tell you what happened to a lot of those homes in New Orleans. Those kids, and I call them kids, they're 40-year-olds, you know, their great grandparents owned those houses. They didn't even know where the titles were
No.
or the deeds.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't even file the insurances. It became dead paper.
Wow.
Valuable versus vital, people. You want to make money off the blockchain, or you want to protect yourself on this blockchain? Value versus vitality. Mr. Vincent, I'm not even playing with it. I really want people to understand what we should be looking at. Because if not, you're going to actually just be on the other end of the service that's going to be given to you on this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do all of these businesses. I must just tell you, but I can actually employ you to do these businesses because my company is big enough to support someone that's wanting to do these businesses.
Awesome.
Do you understand? So now let's roll that back. What happened to those houses? Oh, you know what happened to those houses.
Yes.
Yep.
Gone.
I don't have to go there, right?
They were reallocated.
Reallocated.
Mhm.
Reallocated. The fight would have been too big.
Yep.
Fight would have been too big.
Yep.
FEMA came in. We'll get a settlement. They moved to Atlanta. They moved to Houston. They moved to wherever they moved. Blockchain could have handled that.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about that blockchain. Which blockchain are we using? I'm sorry. The originators of these blockchains, are they American citizens?
Nope.
Nope.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, which Kool-Aid are we really drinking, Miss Sharice? Huh?
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, so if we're going to be doing all of this, okay, let's first start to understand all of these ramifications of the
Right.
digital currency, cryptocurrency, blockchain, NFT, fungible versus non-fungible, hype versus what's vital. And I appreciate you, Terry, for allowing me to be unplugged, because I need to do this more. You know, I really need to be able to have these conversations with the people that actually
Need it.
at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to be blindsided,
Right.
you know?
So keep coming back.
Yes. We need you to come back.
Anytime you're
Absolutely.
ready.
Oh man, all good. I appreciate that, Mr. Claude. Now, so that's some of the heavy burdens of the cryptocurrency movement that I think I don't want my people to get trapped in.
Mhm.
So that I shared with you guys on the stage that the entertainment industry was bludgeoned by a disruptive technology that we all enjoy because it's a convenient technology.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to be able to download our content and things of that nature. And
Yeah.
I shared some unique products that are coming online that, yes, our company has developed to enable some of those companies in the entertainment sphere, from the movie guys to the music guys to you name it, to be able to reclaim their footprint in those retail sectors and actually hopefully reclaim parts of their legacies, because you know the entertainers were the first influencers of our days,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the biggest to be taken advantage of.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
my friends are the Jackson Fives. A lot of my friends were in the gospel circuit. And I grew up on, I mean, I even was a roadie for a little while for chocolate milk, literally when I was younger. So I've seen
Chocolate milk.
how about that? Crazy,
That's what he said.
crazy, crazy. Yeah, I just jumped in the back of a van one day. I was kind of, anyway, that's a whole other story. Right. But no, in looking at those entertainers and what they had to do to actually earn the value, quote unquote, value, I told you, value versus vitality, right? Earn the monetary value to support the lifestyle that we as fans wanted them to have. It pushed them to the brink. It made them the most vulnerable parts of our society
Yes.
because we literally celebrated them to a fault. As a nation, I'm one of our leading scientists for the past 20 years, celebrated in other countries and never even heard of until recently here in America.
Right.
There's a number of us out there, right? But we're only the people that make sure that your electricity is going to be on, or the very necessities or the very conveniences that you kind of like happen. But that's the ones that you kind of overlook because we might be able to be the ones to design the TV, but you actually want to see what's on the TV. And I'm asking you to back up a little bit, turn the TV off and look at the TV and say, who made that? I wonder if one of my people made that. That's pretty awesome. Then power it on and then call that power.
Ah.
Yeah, that part.
That part.
That part. That part.
I love that. I love that. I mean, so we, I do want to come back on. I wanted to set the moment, set the mood for how we should be talking to each other, though, so that you guys understand that I'm building some things that's really contradicting the norms. So yeah, I got it out for Elon Musk. I got it out for Facebook. I got it out for Amazon. I'm spending my entire wallet to go get them.
All right.
Only because you never gave Google your permission to take all your pictures and make them searchable.
Right. That's
Right.
right.
You never gave Facebook any permission to learn about all the things that, well, you did give it. You did give them all your permission, guys. You just didn't know.
Right.
Nobody
Extent
was
of what they
reading
would
that
do
fine
with
print.
it. Yes.
You know, when the app market came in, it's so funny that you guys remember in the 80s, you would hear a commercial on the radio, and then the person would be talking all fast on the backside of that commercial, like the last 3 seconds. Right?
Yep.
Right.
That announcement.
Yeah, everybody remembers that. They don't do that anymore because they don't have to. You've already given up all your rights.
Disclaimer.
Right?
Disclaimer, right.
Yes, seriously. Those disclaimers are so we've done that to all of those social networks, and we've continued to empower those social networks. And for a very long time, people would look at Zuckerberg as a technology company. They would look at Facebook as a technology company, social network company. And in 2012, I recall looking over my shoulder, and I'm in China. I'm doing well over there. At that time, guys, we were the leading ODM manufacturer in China, all of Asia, right? So we were a pretty big company, and that was during the Obama years too, guys. So I'm like, I missed the whole Obama thing. You guys had a good time without me, right? So, because I was in China that whole time, right? But during this time, while we were celebrating our MVP, Mr. Obama, a lot of interesting things happened. a lot of interesting things happened. You see, because at that point, the world gave you something to be relieved about.
Distraction. A distraction while they did what they were doing behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And Mark Zuckerberg went from a technology company to a country without borders and walls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Became his own sovereign nation. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every community, every religion, his own ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was something serious. That was something
Yeah.
serious. I thought that was quite dangerous.
Absolutely.
And then other tech enthusiasts follow suit. Bezos became our U.S. Postal Service. In fact, he used our postal service to become the wealthiest man in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that on the strength of re-empowering and reinvesting in our postal fleet that he never replenished. Instead, he used them as a launching pad to kick off what everyone now know as Amazon, right? He was largely supported by our federal tax dollars,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
subsidized every year in the beginning of Amazon. We built his entire infrastructure. He's not a U.S. citizen. He was our wealthiest U.S. business until the person that flew in from South Africa into Canada, walked across our borders, Elon Musk, 4 failed businesses that our U.S. government bailed out totally.
Mm-hmm.
When COVID hit, Elon Musk was at the point of selling his last mansion because his company was on the brink of bankruptcy. And by February, when everyone was told to stay inside,
Mm-hmm.
from February to October, Elon Musk and his company went from 0 bankruptcy to $154 billion in value.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Absolutely.
During that time, a lot of us were given stimulus checks to stay home.
Yep.
Stay home. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Louis Vuitton and a couple of liquor companies made the billionaires list for the first time ever.
Wow.
It was an absolute pass-through of stimulus from the U.S. government to the Black and Hispanic communities, right back into the hands of the 1%ers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Your cash didn't stay in
That's real
the
talk.
hands more than 3 days.
That's real.
Oh,
It's a fact.
yes.
That's real talk.
The rest of the year, that was 9 months, right? That was 9
Mhm.
months. No one had to go to work. Everyone watched Facebook, Instagram, and Netflix for those whole 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the rhetoric that went on back and forth with the political structure was no longer entertaining for anyone that knew what they were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But it was total distraction for everyone that was engaged in that rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they even made sure that every camera angle of one person was displayed while you were all sitting in your houses.
Yep.
With a heel on the neck. Every camera angle.
Yes.
That's not orchestrated well. I don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
So So coming out of that, because we're not quite out of that, right?
Mhm.
Coming out of that, I'm wondering if the rest of the people that look like me or the rest of the minority population realized what was happening here, because this was no longer the battle of races. In
Humanity.
fact, that's why I started. I've been preaching that, hey guys, it ain't no longer no black man, white man thing. Y'all better stop that. Stop that. Throw that over your shoulder. That thing has been going for a very long time. Trust me.
Yep.
We got ghettos, they got them too. Trust me.
Yes.
Right? This is a class war, period.
Yep.
It was a war of classes. And for the first time, you finally had the numbers 50-50. That's because all the people that you used to hate was actually fighting with you this time. It almost got me upset when I saw all of the rhetoric that came from our communities about riots that was happening white on white.
Mhm.
It was interesting. It was like, wow. So are we just about picking sides? Terry, were we just about picking sides? For real. It's like we started looking at everything that was happening in the real world as entertainment, just to be able to talk about, because there was nothing else to talk about. Okay, now let me tell you what a couple of other people were doing. They were learning how to code.
Yes. Mhm.
They were learning blockchain. They were learning NFTs. They were figuring out which token to launch, which token to buy. They were trying to figure out how to mine. Something, because they realized that a lot of these companies, that while we were all sitting down for 9 months, a lot of these companies started figuring out that they didn't really need you.
Yep.
I told you this is going to go back around. They figured out that they made more money with you not even showing up to work than if you did.
Mhm.
That's big.
So a lot of people didn't have a job to go back to.
For real.
Right?
Yep.
To get the dollar, that is. There's going to always be a need for people to do something, some form of service. And I think that the opportunity for us to realize that we can actually empower ourselves with platforms, because no matter who says what, the urban community have always set the trend for what's hot and what's not in America. Influencers can actually take back the power of their content.
Yes.
And for some of this, it should not only be that of entertainment value.
Mhm.
It should be totally educational value, and educational strings that we all put together should literally lead us to something that empowers us, something that leads us to some creative platforms that allows us to do some things like sell our own goods, trade our own products and services, and utilize tokens that we create. So that's what I built for you guys. I know that we've gone way over on this thing, so
That's okay.
No, we're
You-
fine.
if you give me host privileges, I want to show you a glimpse of something that you guys are going to be able to have access to. And
Yes.
and
Thank
Terry,
you.
if you invite me back,
I made a host. Go ahead.
all right. If you invite me back, I'll give you guys a full demonstration on this. 1 second, let me pull this video up real quick.
Take your time.
Take
I'm
your
here till
time,
you're tired
exactly.
of talking, okay? Talking to your mouth get dry. Oh,
Guys, time is flying.
Hey, all
I
example.
didn't even
let me mute
realize what time
myself.
it
Sorry
was.
about that.
Here we go.
We're glad to have you on our blockchain network news, and it's amazing.
Before we forget, I wanted you, before you leave, to make sure you explain to everyone what the NFT, you touched on NFTs, non-fungible tokens, but I wanted you to kind of explain to the audience what they are before you leave. That's the one thing I want you to do. That's it.
No problem. No problem.
They are, and the importance of delving into it.
Okay. All right. So, can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm Lael Alexander, and I'd like to loop you into a new trend that's happening right before your very eyes. It's called Silo, a different approach to managing who, what, when, and where on the internet. At first, this seems like just another platform, till you actually define your persona and literally unleash it into the world from one secured place. That place is wherever you are. And for some of us, it's where you actually want to be. This sounds interesting. Stay tuned. I invite you. I'll see you there. Now let's go. We'll skip through this a little bit. It's 7 minutes, but let's start by logging in. Believe me, it's quite simple. The Silo Cloud 4.1 cloud-based operating system was set up so that you can have the ease of use that is required for managing all of your online content. The makers of Silo Cloud made this new user interface so useful that everything is literally at your fingertips. From notifications, your user profile management, to the things that matter most. The makers of Silo Cloud has made sure that all new users are indoctrinated through the self-help quick access startup guide. Here you'll see that from the startup menu, you have the same access points to all of the Silo apps on your start menu as you do on the help guide. I'm going to fast forward, guys. You can actually communicate with all of your friends all over the world.
Wow.
On one unique platform. Silo allows you to send videos, send files, communicate, and even view user profiles. Inside of the dashboard, Silo gives you front-end access to the Persona apps. Your file manager is where most of your permanent documents are stored. Most users of Silo Cloud literally take all of the files off of their desktops or hard drives and rely on Silo Cloud to secure their memories, their data, the things that are important to them, all in one space. Inside of the Silo Cloud, a user can actually go through all of the different workspaces, allowing you to use more than one point of storage or store multiple computers, all in one user interface. Key features of Silo Cloud, I'm gonna skipping through, shared across video call, messenger, and chat. As you can see, our Go Live platform allows you to share screen. We'll skip through again. Skip through all of this because I want you guys to. The store is automatically populated among other trying to keep everybody in the Silo Marketplace. Silo Marketplace acts as a central repository of products, goods, and services that's built by the users and for the users. You're able to monetize all of the things that you've been working on. Unique shopping carts allow your customers to actually track their purchases. And through the Silo back office, you're able to monitor your orders that users have placed with you and orders that you've placed with others. A lot of emphasis was placed on the footer of the new Silo UI, giving you these quick guides to social media icons that allow you to go to your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, and even Pinterest.
Wow.
Other powerful tools that are built within the Silo UI is quick access to your Persona OS. Persona actually leads all other tools in the Silo complex because it gives you some pretty unique and powerful networking tools. Tools that are similar to that of Facebook or YouTube. When you go to Persona Posts, you're able to download a host of different Silo Cloud apps. In future versions of our user interface, you'll be able to be directed to an app store that will cover all of those apps that were created by the makers of Silo Cloud. But for right now, let's enjoy some of the content that's available on the post. What's most interesting about the post is any subject matter that you would type in, whether it's Fox News, to catch up on
Can't
this
resist
report,
trashing.
or CNBC, to get a look at what they're talking about. Any subject matter, any news channel, any organization that's posted anything on the web is all aggregated right here in the post. Popular channels that are served by many of the users of Silo Cloud are listed right at the top, along with all of our latest videos. I'm skipping. Persona Radio also download favorite music or even sell it in the Silo and Persona Radio market.
What about banking?
Time out. I'm about to show you. All right. So I didn't want to go all the way there because so let me just give you guys a quick walkthrough. Anybody ever built their own website before?
Yes.
A long time ago.
It looked
Alright.
pretty bleak.
Yes.
Did try
All right.
it.
So this is my Silo Cloud. I got all my crypto banking, my wallets, if I wanted to go live, if I wanted to create a channel, if I wanted to build a store, build an e-commerce store, launch a newspaper, post anything, launch a channel, build a website, something simple like that. All of it's right there. So I can build a site in about 20 seconds because we got the tools that allows you to not waste your time. You already know what you want to build. So we've built the tools to allow you to build it and get your message out.
How about aggravating blockchain information and making it accessible?
That's exactly what this is. So outside of this, because everything typically starts with SEO and launching your
But the key is it belongs to you. It's yours.
everything here is yours. So you see up there, you see the tokens, you see coins, and then you see people.
Yep.
Because those
Yeah.
people actually are NFTs themselves.
Right.
Yes.
Silo allows you to take all of your information, whether it's your medical data, your creative content, your everything, your value is now given to you. People can actually purchase a token and you're the token.
Nice.
You're the token.
You can go public.
In
You
a good way.
understand?
Yeah.
You can go public.
That's right.
You got me? It's crazy. It's crazy. So
This
when I-
allows the integrity of what you create to stay yours. It doesn't change without your permission because it
it
has.
does. That's right. That's right. If I wanted to create a channel, a TV channel, this is my broadcast studio right here. That's some videos that I just had there, right? If I want that, that's Ice Cube. He was here the other day. I just plugged it. No, he was. It's crazy. Because the Big Three basketball is launched on Silo Cloud.
Wow.
So that's me putting my 8 minutes of video together. But if I wanted to do something even crazier than that, I can go to like, let's say I had videos on YouTube, and you guys tell me if I'm boring you guys, because I can.
No, I'm
Gorgeous.
intrigued. I am
This
intrigued.
is exciting.
This is exciting. I know.
What is Monero? I'll start to answer this question with another question.
All right.
Are you able to do LexisNexis?
Watch this. Watch this. Why would you want to do LexisNexis?
Because that's what I used to do research.
No. That's LexisNexis is owned by Xavier.
You know.
Yes, that's a bad situation right there. That's every part of you. So this is actually going to protect you from a LexisNexis, to be honest with you, because that's the first agency that literally started pinpointing and classifying the value of a person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's when you reach.
So I'm after
Being
them.
happy about that.
No, you're not happy about that, huh?
Yeah, I'm after them.
They're on your list. They're on your list.
100%. 100%. So
But
picture.
I use it to do legal research.
No, that's what they do. You know, they've done a very good job of getting a lot of information about a lot of people, and a lot of the information that they have is picked from third-party other information. So
Yep.
you have to follow that information chain. One person puts something bad about you on the internet, the other
Right.
person reads that, interprets that,
Mhm.
the next person gives you a rating, and none of it is fact. That's not fair, and
Nope.
that's why every Black person starts off with a 500 credit score, and they got to work their way up. Everybody else starts off with an 800 credit score and work their way down. Come on.
Oh.
Preach.
Ooh.
Hello.
Wait.
So
Oh,
picture.
that's fair.
I just did a quick channel right there, and I can program 24 hours, 7 days a week. Right. So now you, Mr. Mara, you, Mr. Reg, you guys can launch your whole channel, get content producers that actually have content that's actually educating and inciting our people, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you can
Right.
draw them to this, and whether it's a live in the studio or you're feeding an M3U8 or an MP4 file or adding a live video, for God's sakes. Let me see, OBS Virtual Studio. Because I'm using my camera, I can't use the camera.
Gotcha.
You got me,
Yeah.
right? I could actually be taping live right now and adding that live video right to here and then sliding that up. You saw that?
Mhm.
So now that I have, let's act like I have 24 hours of videos dragged into here.
Mm-hmm.
I can push this. Actually, let me turn this into a commercial. So I can just edit this, add this as a commercial. And it just changes my EPG, and the EPG is what you guys channel surf with on your TV, right? So
Right.
electronic program guide. This
Mhm.
automatically sets that electronic program guide. And then when you press broadcast, you can push it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Pinterest, and go live on TV.
Wow.
So it's like you're marketing your own self.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
On all the
Like
platforms.
Marketing and copywriting.
On as many platforms as possible.
Yes.
On every platform all at one time,
Yep.
Amazing.
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So I'm telling you, this is a different chance for individuals. And yes, we have the bank, and yes, we have the private cards and debit cards, and yeah, you can do all of that here. But I need to give you guys an unlock account. I would like to give it to you as a gift. Reg, if we can, if you guys can coordinate another time, I'd like to give you guys a deeper look into Silo Cloud, because it's going to be available in February, but I want you guys to get early access to it.
Thank
That's
you.
that's
Thank
beyond
you.
question.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Priceless.
Yeah. Bar
Thank
none.
you.
Bar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We
I
are
can't wait.
so-
Appreciated.
So
Yeah.
on an NFT, it's so simple to create yourself an NFT. It's as
Mhm.
simple as literally, Terry, if you have a document, right, or a picture file or a music file, you can literally upload it to your Silo cloud. It's going to create the hashing mechanism to wrap that picture or that music or that video file and allow it to go to the NFT marketplaces, not only the Silo marketplace, but all other NFT marketplaces as well. See, I had to make the internet easy for my people, period. 100. The internet is super big, and it's going to be even bigger. In fact, man, you know what? I'm going to show y'all something. I'm
We
sorry.
could go all
Yeah,
night.
that's
We're
what
here
we
for it. We are here
Take
for
your
it.
time. Okay, we are on your time. Our
Yes.
time does not matter right now. Okay.
I agree.
We are with
Yes.
you. 100. 100.
100.
We may not let you go, but you have this silo thing going on. You just found a way out the back door, I'm sure.
This is awesome.
Hey,
Truly
so
awesome.
I'm gonna do two demonstrations real quick. That's gonna trip y'all out. All right. So this first demonstration, I'm gonna ask somebody to give me their phone number. Watch this.
909-714.
Wait up. 909.
714-4776.
4776. Right?
Yep.
971-4477. Oh, wait up. 909-714-4776, right?
Correct.
All right. Now you got your cell phone in front of you?
Right here.
All right. Keep that cell phone where everybody can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go to the view.
Okay. Here we go.
Just send me a text.
I just reached you, right? Okay. Now
Yep.
click on that text.
All right.
Open.
And click allow.
Okay. Let me get to the main screen. Came from an 833. Okay. So join now.
Yes.
Okay.
My computer on the top. There she goes. It's a little bigger.
All right. So it came to terms and conditions. Please wait. Allow. Okay. Click allow. Please wait. Allow again. Allow. Please wait. And it has me. Hey, y'all.
Oh man, my camera is compromising my camera. I can see you. Oh my goodness. I
Okay,
wanted to
Hold
say
it up,
happy.
Sharice. Hold it up so we can see yours. What?
It's- yeah.
Oh,
There's a delay on his end.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
there's a delay on my end, but
And the
it's all right.
quality is awesome. The quality.
Hold
is
it up
really
again.
good.
Hold it up
Yeah,
again.
hold it up again. Okay.
Wow.
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 That's
So-
awesome.
Incredible.
So
Can't
picture
see it on
because
my
I'm on
end.
this
So I
because
can do
I'm
go
on this
live. Mhm.
because I'm doing a share screen and I got my video going, it's
Yeah.
blocking this, right?
I
but-
see.
But
Wow.
let me show you
That
something else.
happened in seconds.
Literally.
Anybody can scan their QR code, scan the QR code on your screen.
Mhm.
Wow.
This
is phenomenal.
What?
Hey, Tamara girl.
Hey,
Wow. Get out of here.
Be in the house.
Hey, y'all. What's happening? Hey. What's going on? Hey. All right Felicia, hold your phone up to this camera so we can see. Hold my camera.
That's so funny. All right. Hang up. Everybody hang up. Everybody hang up. That is funny.
Go in there and clean up your room. All that stuff off the floor.
Hey, that was funny. That was cool. I went to the other computer. You guys saw me, right?
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
saw you in there too.
Watch him. I gotta throw his stuff.
I couldn't see
So,
nothing.
Yeah, just
we don't have to be using these
you just stay right in here
video calling
and get all this stuff off of your floor.
Okay, Terry, you gonna do that?
Huh?
Okay.
I'm trying
All right.
to be sure.
Let me show one more thing, T. One more thing,
Okay,
T.
go ahead.
You're a movie star now. You can't have a junkie room like that.
All right. So now that you saw that, imagine one day you're gonna somebody's still connected to that.
How you hang up?
Phones off.
I'm low tech. I'm low tech. How you hang up?
Just move on.
If you don't know, power off.
Just
the screen. Wow.
I love it. All right. So imagine one day you're gonna wake up, roll out of bed, go to your computer, and somebody's gonna say, "Meet me online at this meeting room." And you're gonna think that it's gonna be like what we just did, but what is actually gonna happen?
Mommy.
It's something like this.
Mommy.
Your kids are gonna be like, "Mom, I did something like this before too."
Mommy, look at me.
Because you guys heard about the metaverse, but you hadn't seen it yet.
Yes.
Wow.
How are you, Mommy?
Okay, guys, hold for 1 second. Let's
Yes.
I'm gonna mute everybody again because
Is that an avatar?
Please
Hold
mute
on,
everybody, Terry.
hold on,
Please
hold
mute
on.
everybody.
I'll mute everyone.
Okay, I'm back up here.
I'll mute everybody, and Lael, you gotta unmute yourself again, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just went into Persona Land, and this is that's other people that's in my team that's just kind of going through everything so that we can have it ready for you guys in November. I mean in February when we unleash this on the world.
Well, Lael, what we have going on is this presentation is being recorded and it will be shared with students in South Africa and Kenya. What would be your message to those 33 students about technology, the marketplace, and where you see it and what benefits they could use to enhance their lives?
I think technology should be something that we not only understand before immersing ourselves into it, but it should be something that we participate in a very sensible way. Because right now, if I was a young mind out there, some of the first things that I would pick up would be a JSON library and a JavaScript code book, because if the computers are already talking in JavaScript, and that's a language that we use among others to program things like the blockchain. You have to actually learn a programming language to actually create what's called our smart contracts in this entire cryptocurrency world. And there's still a disparity in the educational curve with even learning how to script a proper English statement. So we're getting excited about, again, what glitters and goals without understanding the base, the origin of it all. I would like to be able to have these kids embrace code as their second language so that they can't be tricked into doing what we did in our generation, just become users of technology.
Mhm.
They have to become socially responsible. They should see some of the things that are among us and interpret some of the noise as the entertainment is, but then reinterpret the tools like we spoke about today and some of the fixes. And I try to give little stories or snippets of things that can actually be deployed from the technologies that exist now with decentralized natures. But don't get caught up in the rhetoric of hearing the term decentralization, and know that if you're figuring that a decentralized culture is what you're really after, understand all of the premature programming that went into giving the controls to something that's now autonomous with no feeling, no human sense, and artificial intelligence that will now control whether or not you can leave your house or be locked in. So it's about being smart about the things that we're putting in front of us right this minute. And for the kids in Kenya, if they're watching this, or anywhere on the planet, actually, if they're watching this presentation and they're trying to understand why I went so many different angles, our second conversation is going to stitch it all together, because this was a method. I literally had to disrupt the way that you, the audience, was actually thinking about what I would say, right? But I gave you enough nuggets so that when we do come back together, a lot of those fragments start to really sync together. And it's about almost deprogramming you from what you thought was reality.
Right.
So Web 3.0 gives some new powers to people that were never empowered. Web 3.0 gives you the ability to be a merchant that corresponds to a global audience. And if I didn't prepare some tools that allows you, Tamara, or you, Terry, or anyone else on the call to be able to have all of the tools, I mean, I'm telling you, every tool that you can use on the internet, I built them for you and I gave them to you for $30.
$30. Wow. The best $30 I ever not spent.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Got $30.
Because if you don't have it, then you have to interpret all of the other things that get piped down from the web, and then you're going to get lost in it. It's like, oh man, how do I make an NFT here? I make the NFT here, and then I can only put it on this marketplace. But that's not the marketplace that my people are going to see it on. So then I've just spent my time, my money, my effort. I'm burnt out. Is this for me? And it's because we don't have any signs. There's no billboards. There's no navigation. I'm sorry, there's no, hey, Google, how do I do this? Built yet. Get out in front of it. Let's have more conversations like this. And then you guys start building those navigational patterns. You guys start becoming the influencers that say, hey, listen, this is how we do this. I had this idea. I literally had my own tools. I had my own dedicated server. I put all of my information, my ideas in my own dedicated server. And this is the way I broadcasted it out to the world. You don't have to say that you did it on silo. I just gave you the tools to do it, whether it was build your store, launch your e-commerce, accept your cryptocurrency, charge someone in cryptocurrency. You would never be able to go in a store and have someone tell you that you can't pay with your debit card because you got your silo card and it switches between crypto and fiat. So you're not going to be turned away when that person says, no, I need a living currency, not the dead currency.
Wow. That is amazing.
Wow.
I told you I had a rap to all of this.
It's about an equal playing field and giving us an opportunity to step out and feel confident and know that, okay, this time around, they didn't trick me. I'm able to participate and not have to participate on the back end.
That's it.
And that's the beautiful part about learning blockchain and being immersed in it at your own pace, but kind of picking up the pace at this point, because listening to you, it sounds like we're a little bit behind the ball, but we have you in our back pocket. So I think we're going to be okay.
Amen.
Thank you. We really do
Amen.
appreciate it.
Hi.
We do have a
Yes, we
couple of
do.
questions in the chat. If you
Yeah.
have a moment, I don't know if
Sure.
you have to
Sure,
sign off
sure.
or not. One of our first questions is from Yvette, and she says, do you have any training modules on how to become a merchant service? Yvette is already trying to make some money, so she wants to know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So Yvette, if actually who's going to be moderating the contacts for the group? Because
Jerry.
I want to really help empower this group.
Yeah,
Harry
I
Brown.
have all the
Terry
fun.
has that
Terry.
under, Terry will do it.
So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get with T. We're gonna have a pretty sound meeting. I'll give you all the documentation. We're gonna have another call. We kind of need to handle it like a protocol, so we're not scattershots, right?
Right.
There's a couple of opportunities, not just merchant service, but you'll become a merchant banker for cryptocurrency. We can do that. If you know stores that want to go ahead and create their own credit cards, I'm talking about Visa or MasterCard, we can allow you to be the reseller of that service as well. If you are in the healthcare industry, or you wanted to be a service agent that allows people to get $30 health care, we can allow you to do that. You with me? I mean, all these crazy things. If you know people that want to build their own TV channel and be available on every Roku device or any Android device,
Right.
so we'll start rolling out these different opportunities so that you can make your passive income. You know what I mean?
Great.
And then,
Amen.
and then
Yes.
there's some other opportunities that we're gonna put out there that's gonna allow you guys to actually generate some ideas that you might need someone to go ahead and help prop up. I'm telling you, one of my biggest goals is to enable organizations and people, because it's about building the community again, right? And we have to bring it all the way back down to the sharecropper days.
Right.
You better get on your bed.
We can't have everybody doing the same thing. We need everyone to do what they can do best and what they love to do, and make it passive so that they can actually look up away from the phones and actually live a little bit.
Yes.
So inside of the Web 3.0, you're also going to be able to sell advertisement, or be the advertiser, or be a merchant, or be a store in 3D. Right? So just like that walkthrough that I was doing right there on the metaverse, right? Oh, by the way, we built that. That's not a Facebook metaverse, that's us.
Wow.
Oh,
And he launched it
cool.
yesterday. He showed it yesterday as though he did it. I just wanted to throw that
Well,
out
I mean, this is on Silo Cloud. I own Silo Cloud. I'm the chief architect of this platform. I just share it with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, none of this was Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, nothing. This is all silocloud.com.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Feels like I'm walking down the hall. The
You
visual.
know?
This is God sent. This is phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Yes,
And
it
then
is.
the quality of it, typically when you show things like this via Zoom, the quality of the
Yes.
pictures and the whole process diminishes. You get this jerky type play on it, but the quality of this is high grade,
Awesome.
Yes.
first class.
Appreciate that, brother.
It literally feels like you can touch the walls. It's amazing.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right,
Oh.
listen, I hate to do this, but we kind of running a
We
little.
got some work to do, Mr. Alexander. We got some work to do.
So what we're gonna do is let's wrap up. The one quick question I had before we go into the other questions to wrap it up. The card you mentioned, the silo card, I get that's interactive, right, with other cards and other.
Yes, absolutely.
So there's no limit on that, right?
No. Every person that signs up for Silo gets a debit card, gets a health card, gets a private ID, gets a dedicated hosting. But
Okay.
the debit card is actually a real bank account. So this is all about banking the unbanked.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Tamara and Reginald, you guys have some other. I know I see there's probably a bunch of questions there. So let's try to run through the questions we have, as and get it. I don't want people to leave here without all the questions answered. We're gonna set up another call with Lael. I know you gotta
Can
go.
we set up a recurring call with him, maybe once every month?
Well, I'm talking about that, but I know he has to go to the country here shortly. So let me work that out. Okay. So I want to wrap it up. So let's go ahead and get because I know we can be on here all night. So let's get the questions answered, and I will get everybody answered that have a question. So go ahead, Tamara.
All right. Here's the second question, actually. And this is actually from Felicia Hunt. And her question to you, Mr. Alexander, what will it mean for us as members of Facebook with the metaverse?
I would actually hope that we use Facebook to promote where you're going, and hopefully the people that are already following you there will follow you off of it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Right on over here to Silo. Right on over here.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm serious. I mean, Instagram should be your new commercial.
Okay.
It's like you should use the tools for what they are, right?
Okay.
So you got all your followers over there now. Okay, get it.
Right.
You can't make no money over there.
Nope.
Okay.
So you got all your followers on Instagram. Okay, get it. You can't make money there.
Okay.
So now use Instagram, use Facebook, buy the Google ads, and drive people to your domain.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Now sell them something.
Instagram is Facebook anyway, right? Instagram is Facebook anyway. They're owned by Facebook.
It is.
That's
Right.
it. That's it.
I
That's
was
the point.
I
That's
was
the point.
thinking that yesterday too, briefly, that your followers will then be able to have an NFT. And you can
That's
take
it.
them with you wherever you want them to go, and no one can have access to them. They'll try to buy them from you, so they become valuable.
That's
So
it. That's it.
and it's growing astronomically. Yvette Godfrey says, "Do you have a think tank forum?"
We absolutely do. And again, I should probably share that link through you and Terry too, Miss Tamara. That way we can coordinate that. We literally do a think tank for just about every sector of our community, right? So healthcare, environmental, air quality, a number of things. And I'll share that. I'll be a little bit more candid about the products and services and things of that nature that we do, because I think it goes way beyond little devices like this and other things that we
Stop showing off.
No, I'm just saying it.
Show
it
off,
goes more
show
than that.
off.
It's much more than.
Okay,
It's
that's
just
right.
confidence.
Sell your
It's just
stuff.
confidence.
But we have to. I'm just playing.
Go ahead.
I'm turning this into QVC. I'm just saying.
I know, right?
This needs to be for you. I mean, it's not really about a QVC. It's really about a QV me, meaning you.
Right.
You can actually be
Value.
You can actually be that value.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
look, I own factories. I don't own a lot of retail. So our factories can actually, if you have ideas or if we have a product and you're like, wow, I can change that product a little bit. Can you make that for me? Or could you, I want to do a brand. I want to put a label in front of that. Okay. Well, first steps. Okay. We can put a label on a product that we make. We can change out the packaging. You can offer that onto your e-commerce platform. You can use your Instagram followers to now purchase that merchandise. And now you're an enterprise. You with me?
Wow.
Yep.
We are trying to govern that. So that's what my forums are really about. My other forums are all developer forums, and you got to be up from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. to get on those.
Okay.
So really, you're showing people how they can use the silo really to monetize, how to monetize the silo with your data that you already have and the
Every
ideas
bit of
that
it.
you have individually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I built it. You know, I built Silo. The money that people pay on Silo is $30, right? $6 is given back to the person the minute that they pay $30 because they now rewarded a $6 credit. That $6 credit they can use to buy any other cryptocurrency. So it's just about getting them the tools in front of them. And once I know my people with these tools, now you can actually play.
Okay.
Right now, you
just
can't play. You
created
can only consume. You can't create.
a digital Black Wall Street. Yes, it looks like that's what you've done successfully.
Whoa, digital.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
This is what it looks like to me. Yes.
Okay, sis. Say it, girl.
I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it. Post it. I'm loving it. That'll work.
Yep, that's a good one.
One more question.
Let me go ahead and ask this question on behalf of Lori Hayes. And actually, this is another metaverse question. What is your warning to us about the metaverse?
If we're not, you have to make the decision to be in or out.
Right.
That is my warning. You will have to make a decision. The thing that the thing that I would hope that you do is create a digital version of you. Make it your straw man. These are the tools that I've given you on Silo to create your digital impression. And that straw man is actually going to be your fresh start in life, period, because the metaverse is a fresh start. So if you navigate that straw man like that other persona of you and make it the best persona of you can, because that persona could possibly be your passive income. There's going to be people that's going to be far more popular as a avatar than they are as a human.
Yes. It might be a little safer now.
I'm serious. I'm serious. There's going to be people that's far more popular as a persona than a human because the butterfly effect has already happened. You know, mirrored social trauma has already happened. People are already disenfranchised with people face to face. The interaction is not there. But metaverse will probably desensitize you in a way that allows you to walk up to a stranger, not knowing that stranger is black, white, indifferent, don't care, what have you.
Right.
You guys may know something or share something online through these avatars that you would never share face to face.
Absolutely.
So you probably got a better chance of making a metaverse melting pot than you ever had in the physical world.
Yes, safely. Yeah.
I would just do it responsibly and remember that that's only a straw man of you.
Right. Thank you.
I actually have a question if you have a chance.
Can the platform coexist?
Alfonso, what's happening?
Just being practical. There's one other question in the chat. And the question is, can the platforms coexist?
Hold on. Let me again, you guys, can you mute yourself? I don't have to mute everybody again, one at a time. Go ahead, Tamara.
There's another question in the chat. Can the platforms coexist? Just being practical.
Which platforms? Did you say which ones?
They did not say.
Nope.
Emeka, Algaboa.
Yeah, so the bigger version of the metaverse is going to allow all platforms to coexist, and that's why we're staking our game. This is the Wild Wild West, and it's kind of, I've heard people say that about cryptocurrency, but they really don't understand that about the digital real estate asset. Where people will be populated first is actually going to dictate the power and strength of those economies. And I'm telling you, if all of you go to Facebook, you have just left the planet.
Wow.
And you've just made one person the most powerful person on the planet. The other person is going to be quite mad because he's already trying to get off the planet. That's Elon, right? But, so how do we balance this? I say stake a claim in all spaces, right? And then bridge the gap between all spaces, because these blockchains will eventually bridge the gaps. I know that Enumium, and I didn't talk to you guys about that yet. That's the next call, right? Okay. I know that Enumium and Meta will coexist in the Web 3.0 world because they're going to have to. They're probably going to be the two biggest things in 2022. So we know that we don't like each other, meaning me and Zuckerberg, we don't like each other at all. But we know that we have to work together because the communities that's going to be populating and popping back and forth are all using some of the similar technologies, or in some cases, the same technologies.
Right.
When there's going to be people in Facebook's version of the metaverse that's going to want to buy things from people in Silo's version of the metaverse.
Yeah. And
they're going to do that with cryptocurrency. So this is how countries are now being formed, digital countries, if you will. And what I'm saying is get your stake in both. Don't be what we did. Don't be released off the boat and head for the ghetto. Shit on that.
Yeah. Seriously.
Don't be released off the boat and head for the ghetto or group together. No, I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to do that. It's not about a group together when you're dealing with the whole world, people. Right? So Silo is already in 17 countries. You're going to be there already. They tell me, I've always had this thing. I'm a scientist, guys, so I always lean on that. Dilution is the key to pollution. Right? So we have to dissolve all of these disparities between our cultures. I know it seems better when we all just stick together in one little ball, but I'm telling you, it's going to be even greater when I get you guys some of you to understand crypto, some of you to understand the metaverse, some of you to be on the back end of these engines that's creating these digital stages inside of the metaverse, some of you to sell real estate inside of the metaverse. You with me?
Yes.
But I'm not asking you to go ahead and knock on this guy's door for the opportunity to go ahead and sell his real estate. I'm saying, hey, listen, it's a free world right here.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead and do it on your own.
Yeah.
It's your cloud. Build it.
Okay, listen, we're gonna have to wrap it up there tonight. What we're gonna do is, listen, I want to go ahead and thank Mr. Lael Alexander for coming. Are there any final comments you want to make, Lael, before we wrap it up? Because I know we're going to set up another call, but it's getting, it's moving on.
2 hours and 8 minutes of just unplugged conversation. Are you serious? I don't have anything.
No one nodded off. Did you see that? I watched.
Nobody nodded.
So
this is amazing.
I told
It
you
was
guys that
on point, what
you're
we
gonna-
needed.
I told you that you're gonna hear things tonight that nobody else would have heard, and it's true to form. So now you have an idea. I know a lot of it is going to be kind of tough for some people to absorb, but the bottom line is that we are in a position where we can take off into this new blockchain, cryptocurrency, metaverse avenue that is open up for everyone right now. So we're gonna take advantage of this, but for now, we're gonna park it right here. We're gonna have Mr. Alexander come back, probably on more than one occasion, but we'll work that out. So I want to thank Lael for coming on. I really appreciate it. You didn't disappoint. You've actually backed up what I said would happen, that we would be able to see things that we didn't see before, understand. We still have a lot of understanding left. We didn't get into the greater understanding of different things. Like we touched on the metaverse, we got a little bit better understanding of that. We didn't get into the NFTs and stuff like that, but we have time. Next time we come, we're going to kind of knock those things out first, right? So the things that we didn't get, because we have some other questions.
Agreed.
But I want to thank everyone for coming. A special thanks to
Thank you.
and
Thanks.
the British Knight for hosting the call for us.
British
Thank
Knight.
you all for coming. I'm gonna be
Terry,
providing-
thanks for inviting me, Terry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
Thanks for arranging this. Yes.
And thanks, Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
Oh man.
Hey, good to see you there, Charles.
Yeah. I've been listening. I just didn't chime in yet. But...
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we're gonna be building on this blockchain news network. That's what we're all about: providing education, information, understanding, and we will keep you up to date as to what's the next steps and how we're gonna move forward. Okay.
Very
Get
exciting.
the link
Very
so
exciting.
we can sign up. We need the link to sign up. So make sure you send the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the information that we need.
Yeah, Terry, I'm gonna give you the Terry. I'll give you a link, and I'll give you how many people you had on the call. I'll give you 100 codes.
Yeah. Okay. It's like 108. Yeah, let's get 110 actually. I'll give it's 100, 110.
Not a problem.
Okay, but I'll talk to you after the call. So everyone, I know we way over time, but everybody have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry, this was everything you said it was.
Everybody.
Thank you.
so much, Mr.
Thanks
Great
again.
Mr. Alexander, thank you. This is awesome.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Good night.
Good night. God bless we all.
Good night.
I took
Keep them coming, Terry and Daniel. Keep them coming.
All right.